This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of another sale on Shopify. The moment a business dream becomes reality. Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. They simplify selling online and in person and provide 24/7 support so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer22, all lowercase.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1646. Corporate Mums, How Present Are You? And The Super-Doer Working Mom, both by Jayne Chater of altris.co.nz. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another double-posted episode here on ORD. I'm Greg Audino, your host and narrator, bringing you two shorter, denser articles from Jayne Chater of Altris today, both of which have really important ways of approaching motherhood as a working mom. Then, of course, there will be my commentary at the end, as per usual. So let's get started today as we optimize your life. Corporate Mums, How Present Are You? By Jayne Chater of altris.co.nz. As working mothers, we can relate to having many balls constantly juggling overhead and the consequences if one of these is dropped. Recently at a workshop, we had an interesting discussion on the importance of being present. How do you focus on the ball at the top without letting the others fall? And is it possible to put all of your time and energy into one ball at a time and have the other balls continue to juggle without you? The key outcome from the discussion was the importance of being present for the ball that you are focusing on at the time. We are all aware of how our minds can wander during an important meeting. Such as, is Jack doing okay with sport at school today with his sore leg? When did I have to get the project plan to Sue? If I pick up takeaways tonight, can I finalize the financial report after Johnny's homework? Etc. We all seem to struggle to be truly present on what is right in front of us. Here are some thoughts that might help. Work out what gets you present. For some people, it's having a good night's sleep, a quiet office, an energized team, or a brisk walk outside. Analyze your day and work out when your focus is split, when one of those balls is dropping, when you become forgetful, so you can see if there are trends to when this happens. Then look to find ways to manage yourself in the situation. Make getting present more overt. We incorporate a check-in process to every team meeting, workshop, or planning session that we have to allow each person to get present before the session starts. Sometimes this means asking for permission to take a phone call to close off an important matter to allow them to become present. Much better to take a minute or two to do this than to have one member of the meeting who is just not there because they're thinking about other things. Be clear on your role. Whether you have your manager, colleague, mother, partner, or friend hat on, be clear on the role that comes with the hat that you are wearing at the time. As managers, we need to learn that the role of a manager can also include being a leader, a coach, and an advisor. It is vital to be clear on the distinction and when to take on each role for your team. Failing to do so is likely to lead us to not being clear on what we're meant to be and result in a lack of impact. Be flexible. Things happen, and sometimes plans don't go to schedule. Where possible, work in contingencies inside and outside of work in case of emergencies. If you are a two-person career family or a solo parent, devise a plan in case of sick children or flexibility to work from home when this happens. Enjoy the moment. Work out a strategy that allows you to focus totally on the task, situation, or conversation in hand. When you are in the office, allow yourself to be present and enjoy the moment. Work out a plan with your nanny or daycare, a method to contact you or check in if needed so you can let go and be at ease. If you can do this well, you will have all-around positive consequences. You'll feel in control of your energy, your team will feel connected with you at work, and your children will feel connected with you at home. Enjoy the moment. The Super-Doer Working Mom by Jayne Chater of altris.co.nz. Recently, in many of my conversations with professional moms, a common theme was raised about being bogged down by the doing and not feeling in control. They felt there was just so much to do that small tasks were falling through the cracks, and they were paying the consequence of taking on too much at one time. When we started to work through the reality of these situations, we found a lot of the moms were stuck in the getting things done mode and took a lot on, that in reality they personally didn't need to. They simply wanted to be able to do it all. As professional moms, we get so busy that we can sometimes lose sight of the big picture. We have multiple important roles in our lives. We get so busy doing the doing, the detail can start to slip and we get forgetful. This often leads us to focus on the less important things. Recently, a mom explained one of her weeks with me where she was very near losing control. She had 3 new projects about to kick off, an office that was in dire need of decluttering, filing and sorting, expenses and budgets to manage which were now well overdue, cupcakes to bake for a school fundraiser, a child specialist appointment, a school tournament, and a partner away for work. Does that sound familiar? Being incredibly successful, loving her career and her family, she suddenly felt disorganized and incompetent in the eyes of her colleagues at a senior leadership level and her family. By stopping for a moment, creating some time where we could work through her week and prioritize, delegate, and work out success strategies for her, she very quickly regained control. From all my discussions, a vast majority of the professional moms I've worked with have at some point had to move on from the super-doer phase. The following key tips aided them in doing so. Power plan. Spend 15 minutes every morning working on what you want to get out of the day. Reflect daily on your progress. Embrace technology. Most people have a phone with a to-do function on it. So for those who aren't list people or don't like writing tasks down, embrace technology and create a current up-to-date to-do function electronically. Renew it daily in your power planning time. Prioritize. Stephen Covey talks about the urgent versus the important. Be clear on what the urgent and what the important is for you in your role at home and your role in the office. And delegate. Whether you empower your people and delegate at work, or whether you decide to delegate at home by hiring a cleaner or sharing jobs with the family, be sure you start to hand over tasks that you don't have to own. Being organized and letting go of the super-doer working mom phase will help you create the time and space you need to feel in control. Take the time to focus your energy on where you need to be. You just listened to the posts titled, Corporate Moms, How Present Are You? And The Super-Doer Working Mom by Jayne Chater of Altris.co.nz. And thanks a lot to Jayne today for her words of wisdom offered towards working moms. I was really interested in her thoughts about presence from that first article. You know, presence is something that a lot of us get very worked up over. Not only do we value it so much, but we tend to also have very narrow ideas of how presence does or should look. And I encourage you to question this. There are so many ways to be present, and we truly can't fulfill them all. You know, we might not hear what someone is saying so well, but that's because we're thinking deeper in that moment about our relationship with them, or what they might really want or need that they aren't saying, or how we might surprise them with something. If we really want them in our lives at all, etc. So presence is very layered, and we can choose which layer we want to live in any given moment. And no matter which we choose, there will be some part of the moment that will be missing. So consider alternative forms of presence, which you might veer towards naturally, and how they could be benefiting your relationships with anyone more than you give them credit for. Okay, it's time to wrap up for now, though, everybody. Thanks a million for joining and making another episode possible. Have a great Friday if you're listening in real time, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.